Hello guys. The world is always full of unexpected dangers that no one can foresee. Coming up next, hold your breath as we watch terrifying moments recorded right before disaster hit, guaranteed to give you goosebumps. A close shave. A woman pulled the child away just a second before a small car suddenly plowed into the shop. Quick reflexes literally save lives. This is the definition of playing with death. You have to see it to believe it. At about 9:15 a.m. on January 15, 2026, a launching gantry collapsed onto Rama 2 Road in Samut Sakhon, Thailand. Watch out, that was far too close. It seems the man knew in advance which direction the tree would fall. At around 7:13 a.m. on September 24, 2025, Samsun Road beside Vajira Hospital in Bangkok collapsed into a sinkhole, about 30 meters wide and 50 meters deep. Broken pipes continued pouring water into the crater as nearby buildings were evacuated. On March 11, 2011, the tsunami generated by the magnitude 9.0 Tonso Hoku earthquake surged through Ishinomaki in Miyagi Prefecture, Japan. Everything is crashing down. A powerful earthquake sent supermarket products raining down the aisles. Seconds away from a watery doom. Watch as this man desperately clings to a tree trunk while a raging, muddy torrent tears through the forest. One slip and he's gone. On July 3, 2021, after days of intense rain, a catastrophic debris flow tore through the Aizu-san district of Atami in Shizuoka Prefecture, Japan. A catastrophic collision turns into a fiery inferno in seconds. The sheer impact crushes cars against buildings, while massive flames engulf the entire bus. absolutely terrifying to watch. Boom. A massive explosion behind the barrier sent a giant fireball and thick black smoke soaring into the sky. On June 15, 2015, crews carried out the Map Curve Rock Blast on USS Route 26 near Mount Hood, Oregon. Several floating construction platforms broke loose in the swollen river and drifted toward the bridge. In footage published on April 6, 2022, water poured from a 150-year-old mulberry tree in Denosia, Montenegro. After heavy rain, pressure from the saturated ground forces water through an opening inside the hollow trunk. These humpback whales seemed far more interested in the dog than in the people aboard the boat. Every time they surfaced beside him, the curious pup leaned closer, as if he had finally found some very large new friends.
It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna have to trespass you from the property, girl, okay?
A frightened deer wandered into the shop and struggled to find its way outside. Instead of surrounding it, the staff gave the animal space and carefully guided it toward the open door, the safest approach for everyone involved. A patch of foam began spinning across the wet pavement, forming a tiny vortex that repeatedly changed shape. What do you think was driving it? Water beneath the surface, escaping air, or something else entirely? Floodwater turned this ordinary street into a rocky riverbed and left several vehicles trapped among the debris. Once a current is strong enough to move stones this large, attempting to drive through it is never worth the risk. But on March 23, 2019, the Viking Sky lost propulsion during a storm in Hustadvika, Norway, with 1,374 people aboard. Fed by natural gas escaping from underground, flames spread across the entire surface of this desert crater. It looks like an entrance to another world, but the heat rising from it is completely real. The crowd stayed beside the fence until the waves surged over it and flooded the promenade. A barrier may mark the danger zone, but it cannot guarantee protection.
I got that on video! Holy
2023, CCTV at Clappers Lane Crossing in Furring. West Sussex captured two people entering the tracks moments before trains arrived. Either incident could have ended very differently. Absolute nightmare on the open water. Watch in pure horror as this sailboat gets brutally tossed by monstrous waves and smashed straight into the concrete pier.
Navy boat disposal experts safely destroyed a 1,500-pound German sea marine that had been discovered earlier on the seabed of the Somme.
On June 2, 2025, Mount Etna in Sicily erupted after part of its southeast crater collapsed, sending an enormous ash cloud behind hikers near the summit. Dozens hurried down the slope, but no injuries were reported. The sheer fury of a real-life storm. Witness the breathtaking moment as a man struggles against the raging gale.
You're still recording, right?
On February 24, 2019, powerful winds pushed Broken Lake Erie ice ashore at Mather Park in Fort Erie, Ontario. Unbelievable hail covered this truck stop so quickly that the asphalt began looking like a snow-covered road. With dark storm clouds still overhead, driving conditions were becoming worse by the second. The ground beneath the SUV gave way at the edge of the quarry, sending the vehicle sliding into the collapsing pit.
Muchas gracias, afición. Este para vosotros.
As the storm made landfall, a violent burst of wind and rain tore through the covered corridor, hurling loose objects across the floor. On November 14, 2025, lightning struck a palm tree in Rosh Hayin, Israel, apparently reaching a nearby electrical line. What followed was a chain of blinding flashes and explosions that continued across the neighborhood after the initial strike. This diver found the reef's entire welcoming committee at once. Judging by the crowd, the fish clearly assumed someone had brought snacks. Unbelievable balance. With one hand planted on a post barely wider than her palm, this acrobat rotated through several positions and finished upright, as if the narrow perch were completely ordinary. On June 6, 2026, passengers on an ice fjord cruise near Ilulissat, Greenland, watched a towering wall of ice collapse into the water. Extreme weather alert. This is the terrifying reality of a violent storm striking a residential area without warning.
Oh my God! Look at that! Oh my God! Look at this run! Oh! Holy!
mind-blowing winter disaster. A colossal ice jam turns the entire river into a frozen battlefield. Insane avalanche force. A massive snow wall buries everything in its path instantly. What would you do if you stepped out onto your porch and saw this?
As you can see, the marks on their necks are only from biting each other. Normally, they do not bite each other during a fight. Fortunately, 2 women and their dog left the kitchen just seconds before the tornado swept through the home and disappeared.
Imagine walking here and the ground gives way. Oh, what's your reaction to this massive sinkhole? One wave cleared the seawall and flooded the parking area before people could move their cars. Flash flood emergency. Rapidly rising muddy waters create life-threatening conditions. Evacuate immediately when disaster strikes. The snowblower disappeared into a wall of snow taller than the machine itself, then carved out a clean path within moments.
So yeah, these trucks are cool. I rebuilt both of them. They kind of need to be redone again.
These scenes show how differently an avalanche can move from a slow, heavy mass crossing a road to a roaring cloud racing through a rocky valley. Once thousands of tons of snow begin sliding, distance is the only reliable protection. Unbelievable. The dark water flashed electric blue every time it was touched. It looked like a scene created with special effects. On March 28, 2025, the magnitude 7. 7 earthquake that struck central Myanmar shook high-rise buildings more than 1,000 kilometers away in Bangkok. Water spilled from rooftop pools and cascaded down the towers, while swimmers struggled against waves inside pools that had been calm moments earlier.
हम तो इधर ही हैं हर्षमुखवा की तरफ।
ये तो आ ही रहा लगातार यार।
It's gonna fall. It's gonna fall.
Oh, jeez.
On August 5, 2025, a torrent of mud and floodwater swept through Darali village near Harsil in Uttarakhand, India. Surviving the elements. A rare glimpse of red foxes adapting to the harsh, freezing beauty of a winter wilderness. At around 3:40 p.m. on November 14, 2023, a rockfall near Weeping Rock in Zion National Park, Utah, sent a thick dust cloud across the road and parking area.
Wow.
Holy moly, that's a new landscape.
A runaway ostrich raced along Radwan Street in Alexandria's Hannahville district, Egypt, while drivers and pedestrians tried to clear its path.
Called to tell me to back up and give way. I stubbornly stood still until their silhouettes appeared.